Does this film live up to the hype of Your Name? Well, let's find out. And what's good, boy dudes and boy dudettes? Today we're going to review the newest film by Makoto Shinkai, is Weathering with You, a 2019 Japanese animated romantic fantasy film written and directed by the one and only Makoto Shinkai. And the film stars Kotoko Daigo as Hodoko, Nani Mori as Hina, Shun Ogoriya as Keshiki, Tsubasa Hondo as Natsumi, Chiko Basiono as Fumi, Sakura Kuru as Nagashi, and a whole bunch of other people. And I apologize if I butchered some of your names, I did my best. The film was animated in the studio by Comics Wave Films and Story Inc. That was the studio that did it, apparently. And what's this film all about? Well, it tells the story of a high school boy who runs away from home to Tokyo, and he's trying to find a job so he can just live. And as he's like going through jobs to jobs, he gets hired by this kind of publishing company agency, and this company's kind of deal, the two people who hire him, Kesuke and Natsumi, they basically investigate urban legends relating to the unusual weather in Tokyo. Yeah, basically like the weather in Tokyo is kind of crazy. It's like always raining and it's barely any sunshine, and just a lot of crazy ass weather in this film. And as they're basically investigating, our main character Hodako encounters Hina, who he discovers has the ability to clear the sky by praying. With this type of like notion and inspired by the Weather Maiden, Hodoka proposes that they start a little business together where they basically provide a service of clearing the sky for people on special occasions. And that's where I'll kind of end it there. Does the business go to according to plan? Well, you gotta watch the film out for yourself. And this film, obviously, getting into it, I saw like the posters and trailers for it. I didn't think it was gonna come to the UK as soon as it did, you know? Like when I saw it, it was like what, in October, November time? Like when they were like kind of like premiering it, like showing the trailers out. And I was like, oh, we're not gonna get that until like December of 2020. So I was very surprised that we got it at the beginning of the year. I was like, whoa, okay. That was very, very unexpected, and I was very happy about it. And to get it in my local cinema as well was even awesome, because I have an unlimited card, so I didn't have to pay the full price. I can just go in and watch it. So this film was released in Japan on the July 19th, 2019, so some time ago. Like, this film came out a long time ago. Didn't come to the UK until January of this year. I'm not too sure about America. I think it was like about November time of 2019. And it was selected as the Japanese entry for Best International Feature Film at the 1992 Academy Awards, and it also received 4 Annie Awards nominations, including Best Independent Animated Feature, which makes it the 3rd anime film tying with Spirited Away. And it's also the highest for an anime film at the Annies Awards. So this film hasn't been out for like what, 3 or 4 months in like the western part of the world, and it's already getting a lot of buzz in like the media and like, you know, what awards it's gonna get and all that lot. And I mean, this film is coming off the gigantic success of Your Name, which was just a really interesting movie. It was a mind-blowing film. It was like, wow. Someone other than Studio Ghibli's can make a film that good. Wow. And let's talk about the good of this film. What did I like about it? This film is obviously, they talk a lot about the weather and how, like, the weather, you know, how it makes people feel, and just having the sunshine and the blue skies and like the white clouds with the blue skies and like the sun peering through the sky. It just looks beautiful. Like, sometimes when I'm looking at it, I'm very like, oh my gosh, it looks beautiful. Like, it is genuinely a visually appealing film when it comes to like the paintings on the sky. It just kind of leaves your jaw dropping, and you're like, oh my gosh. When it's raining and like there's shots of like the characters looking at the rain, it just looks amazing. Like there's like in like the opening scene, like there's a character on a boat and it just starts to thunder it down, and they're just like smiling, and it's just the way it's lit, it looks so real. Like, not real, but it feels, it's this fantasy that feels very real, you know, like the rain looks so real, and like, but it looks beautiful at the same time, and it's very hard to explain how I feel about it. It's just really great, you know. The city of Tokyo looks absolutely gorgeous, you know, like some of like the establishing shots are great. They use CGI for like the pannings at times, you know, which I kind of noticed, but I thought it worked, you know, like it matched it didn't look off at all. I thought it was really groovy, to be honest with you. The characters are all kind of fun and lovable, you know. I like how kind of our three main trio, especially Hodoko, Hina, and Senpai, and that's the little brother of Hina. That's who Hodoko calls him. It's really funny. The moment he started calling him Senpai, I won't tell you why he calls him Senpai, but this one guy just laughed like, ha! When he called him that. I thought it was really, really funny. Yeah, actually the real name of the character is Nagi, and yeah, he's the little brother of Hina. And yeah, the three of them do this little weathering business, and I just like those three. They're just so, they just, they really work together, you know. Like, I kind of wish, it makes me wish it was like a little TV series, because I would have loved to have seen a bit more of these characters, because they're just so cool. The two people who hire him, and well, two people he works with, Kesuki and Natsumi, they're the two people who work at the same company, and I kind of like their bond together, you know. And particularly Natsumi, like she's a very funny character, you know, and she's a whale on the motorbike. Like there's a motorbike scene in this film, and it looks so bizarre, but it's awesome. It's just an awesome sequence. But yeah, yeah, she's one of my faves, to be honest with you. And obviously, this film was in Japanese with subtitles, and it's been a while since I've watched like an anime in like Japanese, because very recently, like, okay, not very recently, but for a while, I've been watching anime in like English dubs, just because I kind of find it easier just to, you know, watch the film with like the English dialogue instead of reading it. But then when I watched this film in the cinema, it kind of made me realize that it kind of made me realize how much I like anime in the original voice acting, and the original like kind of like in the original Japanese language, like how it was originally, you know, done, you know, instead of like hearing the English version of it. Because like obviously there's some like little like timing, like when the jokes kind of happen, like the timing is always better when you hear the Japanese language. It's a lot more funnier, you know. And I feel like if you did it in English, it probably wouldn't work so well. It would come across a bit differently, and maybe not as funny or good, you know. But that's just kind of my take. Also, just the acting was really, really, really great, you know. I like the acting of all the characters, you know. And there was one actor who I feel like I've heard before. This was Ketsuki. He was done by Shun Oguri. I don't know who he is, but I feel like I've heard this voice before. Like I really, really, really feel like I've heard this voice. I don't know where, but I've heard this voice in a film or a TV show or just somewhere, you know. I don't know where. I feel like I've heard it before. And if you guys in the comments know any TV shows he was in or movies, drop a comment down below. I'd like to know. And yeah, yeah, you get to see a little bit of the backstories with like Hina, how she got her powers in a way and all that stuff. But this is where we come to my kind of mixed aspects with the film. It's kind of like the whole backstory with her powers was a little bit it didn't make too much sense, and it kind of left more questions than answers in a way, you know. And I won't talk too much about it. Um, the one gripe I had with this film, which is not really a negative, I mean, I don't really have anything bad to say about this film, you know, it was a joy to watch, was Hodaka. Like, we don't really see, I mean, he runs away from home, but we don't really get an explanation as to why. Obviously his parents are alive, they're apparently looking for him, but we never actually see them throughout the entire film. And it's like, okay, so why did you run away? Like, they don't really explain why Hodoko ran away from home. Maybe they did, but I just didn't pick it up on. If he did and you guys saw it in the cinema, tell me. I watched the film really carefully, and they for what I saw, they never explain why he ran away from home. So yeah, that's my take on it. But yeah, I kind of struggled to see what I didn't like about this film. There are some little kind of not cringy, but a little bit like cliche anime moments, you know, like there's a little bit of fan service in this film, you know, tiny bit of fan service, and it's a little bit of like cringy kind of like montage sequences, you know, which left me a little bit cringy, you know, like I don't know, you have like the happy-go-lucky song in the background and everyone's like happy, like everyone's kind of like being so happy, and yeah, it's a little it's a little bit too sweet and sugary, and it's just a bit too much for me. But apart from that, this film is very stunning, you know. It has great characters who you just all love, and just they're very interesting, all unique and different. The backgrounds are just so great. The music is also really good. It was composed by Rad Wimps. I absolutely loved that. Just yeah, the music was really good in this film. The songs, there are two J-pop songs in this, and the main like song, I don't know what it's called, but like the main theme of the song, they kind of played over and over again, you know, and that might get on your nerves at times, you know, because it's always being played and it's always at full blast for some reason. Like when I was in the cinema and then it was a quiet moment and then they just ramped that song up and I was like, whoa, turn it down, my dudes. Anyway, yeah, apart from that, it's a really great film, you know. I recommend everyone to go and check it out if you can see it, you know. Watch on the biggest screen possible. It's beautifully animated. There's a lot of great sequence with how they incorporate rain and just like how it's shot, how it's lit, how it's animated. It's a feast for the eyes, you know. And if I'm going to give Weathering with You, I'll give it a 8 out of 10, and I'm going to give it a, I think I'm giving A minus just because I really enjoyed it, you know. I watched it in a cinema with a lot of people, like people who have a love and passion for like anime movies, Japanese movies, and you can tell, you know, like no one was being inappropriate in this film, you know, like everyone laughed, everyone, you know, got quiet and emotional when they needed to, and I don't know, the whole cinema vibe was just really great. The cinema was packed. And I just loved watching it with other people, you know, just experiencing, you know, this type of film with others is just kind of satisfying, you know, and it makes you really like it and appreciate it a lot more. So go check it out, watch it in a full crowd. But thank you for watching this review. Please like and share this video. Comment down below and tell me what's your favorite anime flick, what's your favorite Makoto Shinkai's film so far. With that said, thank you for watching. As always, Boy the Review signing out.